RDR just somehow beat Robert Whittaker, and I'm tight. Has Robert Whittaker beaten anyone that's not an absolute can since 2023 or 2022 or 2021? Whittaker is just a can crusher. He cannot beat anyone elite. But overall, the card was pretty good. Magomedov had a great fight as per usual. Jan had not the best display, especially against a 35-year-old lower-ranked opponent. I'll talk about the rest of the card too. But for the main event, yes, I got this pick wrong. I could not pick RDR after he just slimed out Bo Nickel, who's one of my favorite fighters. Like, that's my boy, and RDR knocked him out. Obviously, I'm not going to pick RDR, no matter the circumstance, but I really thought Rob, had a fighting chance. How did he get gassed out so bad? Has this dude never fought a 5-rounder before? I was thinking Rob's gas tank would give him an advantage, but he just got gassed so quick. Well, I actually know the answer. It's because of the body shots. RDR has some crazy knees. People were calling Bo a quitter. Bro, he was hurting Robert Whittaker with those same knees. This makes Bo Nickel look not as bad. It actually kind of makes him look good because he was able to take RDR down in that first round. And when RDR was throwing those knees at Bo almost hit him with the same type of overhand that Rob hit RDR with. When Rob did hit that overhand, RDR was literally grabbing the glove so Rob could not punch him more. Rob was 2 or 3 punches away from a finish, and RDR was grabbing his gloves. And I think we need to talk about that because, yes, Robert didn't have the best performance, but Rainer de Ritter cheated in order to not get finished, which should be a DQ or a finish. Like, the ref should have stepped in and at least taken a point. When you grab gloves or foul in a situation like that, it's the same thing we saw in the Derek Lewis fight. If you're cheating while you're on the verge of getting finished, the fight should be stopped. If you can't defend yourself without cheating, for all I'm concerned, it's over. And the least the ref could have done was taken a point, but he just swatted his hands away after he grabbed his gloves for like a solid 5 to 10 seconds while he was on his back, extremely hurt. Robert landed that flush overhand and then numerous ground and pound shots, banged his head into the canvas, and RDR cheated to get out of the position. And then after that, RDR reversed the position, held Rob down. Like, I don't know what Rob was doing. Even with the body shots, I still feel like his cardio should have been better. He still held his speed later into the fight, but those knees just sapped his gas tank, and we didn't really see RDR add those until the Bo Nickel fight. Like, he didn't throw much against Kevin Holland. It was all on the ground. And Gerald Meerschaert, he wasn't throwing him either. But now we know the Gerald Meerschaert fight was a one-off. It could have been starstruck. It was his first UFC fight. I don't know, but it was a one-off. Like, if they were to fight again, RDR would destroy GM3. So it was just a bad night. Maybe it was the blonde hair. I think you either do Robert versus Sean Strickland or Robert versus Brendan Allen. One of those two. I want to see the Sean Strickland fight, but to be honest, we all know Rob's never getting back to the belt. He's beyond chinny. He's not durable. His style is just so simple anymore, the blitz. He's had the same style for the last 10 years. And if you don't change with the game, then the game just passes you up. And that's exactly what happened to Rob here. He's starting to get passed up by the game. RDR has a simpleton's game on the feet. It's knees. That's all he does. Knees, maybe a jab here and there. But Robert was able to slip most of them. They're not very fast. Why did he not throw that 1-2 head kick? Is there a reason he didn't throw that combo? That's one of his best things. That's the equivalent of Alex Pereira's left hook. Not as far as utility goes, but I'm just saying that's his move, and he wasn't throwing it. That's the one part of his game that was ahead of his time, and now he doesn't even throw it. He just sticks to the basics. I don't even know what you do with Rob. And then RDR, you got to give RDR the title shot. This division is so bad. I hope Hamzat, honestly, I wanted DDP to win for the longest time, but now I just hope Hamzat slaughters DDP and destroys RDR, because I'm tired of this. But to be honest, RDR actually has a very good chance against Hamzat, I think, because his grappling is very elite. His BJ, he probably is the best BJJ in the middleweight division, and I'm not joking around either. I genuinely think he would give Hamzat some trouble on the ground. Not necessarily submit him, but he would defend all of Hamzat's stuff, I believe. I don't think anyone's going to submit RDR. And I think those body shots right on Hamzat going 5 rounds could really, really start to take a toll on him. I'd actually kind of want to see it, to be honest, but I just wanted to go against the grain, pick Robert Whittaker, and realistically, he could have had the fight ended in that third round, but RDR cheated his way out of the position, so take that as you will. People said it was a fraud check when Bo Nickel lost. Brother, RDR just beat a championship level fighter. It's not a fraud check to lose to someone at the championship level. A fraud check is Peyton Talbot losing to Ronnie Barcelos. That's a fraud check. Bo Nickel losing to RDR, especially after we just saw how he looked today, is not a fraud check. People don't know what that means anymore. Good for RDR, whatever. Petr Yan versus Marcus McGhee. I think we all kind of knew how this fight would go. Petr Yan by decision, but he should have been a little more effective, I think. He could have at least gone for a knockdown or something. He barely even stunned Marcus McGhee, like a couple times, but he dropped the first round. I don't know how he's so competitive with these guys. I think Yan just should have used his wrestling more. I mean, what he did worked, but he wasn't as dominant as someone in his position should have been against Marcus McGhee. Because on paper, this was an awful matchup for Marcus McGhee. And Yan, I told you he had pillow punches. Sure enough, his punches were pillows. He wasn't knocking anyone down. Petr Yan versus either Merab or Corey next. And Marcus McGhee. I don't know, brother. Go fight freaking Sean O'Malley or something. Vinicius Oliveira actually could be a good fight. I was actually impressed with Marcus McGhee. He did do good in that first round. But everyone knows once Petr gets the reads, it's game over. If it was a 5-rounder, he may have gotten a finish. Petr Yan looked alright, kind of as expected, maybe a little below expectations. It was fun to watch regardless. Charles Magomedov versus Marc-Andre Barriault was a lot closer than expected. Marc-Andre Barriault landed that hard shot, was in the second round, and you saw Charles' nose break. But besides that, it was mostly Charles Magomedov the whole fight. I told you it would be Charles by decision as well because he has pillow punches too. I don't know why no one talks about that. Char's power is not that good. He does not pack that much of a punch. His striking's amazing, don't get me wrong, but he doesn't hit that hard. And that's the truth. And he's not the biggest middleweight either. Yeah, he looked good against Barriault. I was worried when he had his nose broken. He already can't see out of one eye. Now he's not able to breathe out of his nose. He has half of his sight. He doesn't have his sense of smell anymore. He was in a tough spot, but he pulled through. He dug deep, and he had some great moments, like those flying knees were good. Some really good elbows. In that third round, he really turned up at certain moments. But yeah, it was a classic Charles Magomedov performance. Mostly domination. He got hit a little bit here and there. He looked good. I think you do him versus Roman Kopylov. That would be an amazing fight. Both high output Russian strikers. That's easily the fight to make. Almabayev versus Jose Ochoa. I picked Ochoa. I was thinking he'd win. It was on short notice, so that definitely didn't help. This fight was amazing, though. Like, it wasn't the most entertaining per se, but the scrambles and the technicality of the exchanges were phenomenal. Really enjoyed watching this. Almabayev did better than I thought, getting the takedowns, and Jose Ochoa got some really good positions. Landed some really good shots and had some good scrambles. He's a young guy. He's definitely going to crack the top 10, maybe even the top 5 someday. He has a lot of room to grow. And again, also Almabayev, this is a pretty good bounce back win for him after his Manel Cop eye poke scandal. Very, very good fight. Great fight to watch. All aspects of MMA. Very deep levels. Krylov versus Guskov. I picked Guskov. This one was easy. Krylov is just washed. I mean, it's too bad because he was looking okay. Honestly, that shot probably would have knocked out any version of himself. I think Krylov back in the day would have been more effective in that first round, landing some more shots. He was close to landing some big shots, but nothing hurt. Guskov, Anthony Smith 2.0. Bryce Mitchell versus Saeed went as expected. Saeed did way better on the feet, knocking him down in the first, but Bryce Mitchell was able to control him in the second and third. Very close second and third rounds, but definitely Bryce Mitchell's rounds. He looks good. Great control. There's not a big difference between him at bantamweight and featherweight. I just think Saeed's not the best pure wrestler. Look, Bryce Mitchell's never going to really crack the top 5 of any division. His striking's just not there. And at this point in time, you need strong striking and grappling to go far in MMA. Unless it's freaking middleweight, light heavyweight, and heavyweight. Then you can just be like Alex Bejeda. Fight favorable matchups, get to the top, and knock everyone out. But in the lower weight classes, you need to be well-rounded, which Bryce is not. He has 0 punching power. He has a long way to go. You give him a top 15 guy just for the fun of it, but he'll probably get knocked out. Muslim Salikov with a massive upset over Carlos Leal. Early exchange, Carlos Leal came in hot, and Muslim Salikov, crafty vet, punished him. Hard counter, sent Leal flying to the canvas, walk-off KO. Islam Makhachev was hype, and It's cool to see an old guy get a win. Carlos Leal, brother, you were being overrated. He got put in his place. Let's just call it what it is. Davey Grant versus Damone Blackshear. Another upset. I was thinking Blackshear would win, but Davey Grant, it was 1-1 going into the third, and he just kept it on the feet. Outstruck Blackshear. Blackshear had nothing on the feet for him. He needed those takedowns, and he wasn't able to get them. So on the feet, it was never going to be a close match. Davey Grant has the far better striking, and that's where the fight took place. So great on Davey Grant, another vet, taking home a win. I told you Billy Alicana would win. I'm the only person who picked him. So y'all got to give me some respect. And I also told you Tabitha Ricci would win. And Steve Nagoon. He scored 6 knockdowns. I didn't watch these first 3 fights. I was busy. And it looks like I missed a crazy fight with that Steve Nagoon guy. I knew he would win. I just had faith in him. You can just tell. He was not there to play. And 6 knockdowns, that's no joke. That's a crazy stat, most in UFC history. I wish I would have watched it, but wasn't able to, so good on Steve. And then Martin Buday beats Buchecha, takes out another possible heavyweight prospect. This division's dying day in and day out. Why would everyone tell me that Buchecha is so tough on the ground? No one told me the truth that this dude sucks. Everyone that told me that I should pick Buchecha, whatever. I'm not going to blame you. I should have looked more into it. Martin Buday holds a spot, and maybe if he's lucky one day, get the opportunity to get himself knocked out by Tom Aspinall or Derek Lewis. But for now, he'll float around the 15 spot. Probably fight tied to Voss or something. Talisman Teixeira. I don't know, bro. Heavyweight's so cooked. But that was my reaction to this UFC fight night. A very good card. Robert Whittaker is washed. He's never going to touch gold again. Never going to sniff it again. I love Rob, but come on, brother, you're making me look bad. Anyways, if you have anything to say, if you want to hate on me for picking Robert, go ahead. If you're still here, I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you soon.